Hi, I'm Paul Packish. Today's topic is going to be tips for enjoying an inexpensive cruise. First of all, and this is speaking generally on almost any cruise line, the cheapest way to get on the cruise ship is to get an inside cabin. And you can get a guaranteed category. What a guaranteed category means is that you're going to be placed anywhere on the ship that the cruise line decides to put you. I know some people are concerned about location to elevators or certain places in hallways where they'll be concerned about noise and, just the convenience of things like that. But if those things don't really matter to you, then just choose the guaranteed category because it's the cheapest way to get on a cruise ship. And, if you really don't care where you're going to end up on the ship, then why does it matter? So why pay for the privilege of picking your own cabin when just let the cruise line do it for you and you get a cheaper rate? Many times if you choose an older ship, you would get a lower rate because it's the newer ships that get all the excitement and all the attention. And a lot of people just want to travel on the newer ships just because they're brand new. But if the age of a ship doesn't matter to you, then try to pick a ship that's older and you'll get a reduced rate that way too. Another way you can do it is off season. Pretty much when school is on break, that's when a lot of families like to travel, and that's when you will find higher prices. Certain times of the year, I know Christmas time is popular because school's on break and people like the idea of traveling over the Christmas holidays or other holidays. So that's something you can consider. I actually enjoy traveling in January. It sounds cold, but you can go to a warmer place like the Caribbean. I actually have a trip myself that's coming up in January of 2025, and I'm going to be covering it right here on this YouTube series. I'm going to be traveling on a cross-Atlantic journey from Miami to Southampton, England, on a 13-night cruise. And when I get to Southampton, England, I'm actually going to switch to another cruise ship that's going to be in Southampton, England, doing a round trip for 7 nights and then coming back. So getting to Europe in January, I know it's going to be cold. I know it's probably going to be rainy, maybe snowy, but it doesn't matter to me. I got a really good rate for it, and I'm excited and looking forward to it. So a couple thoughts about getting an inside cabin. It means you're not going to be able to see what's outside, but some of the cruise lines actually have a camera outside, and if you want the function of a window, just turn your TV to the channel where the outside camera is, and you can some of what is being seen outside. You can find quiet spots on the ship outside. If you miss the idea of being on a balcony, you can find some quiet spots where you can just sit and enjoy the ocean view. Obviously, usually not near the pool deck, because that's usually the noisiest spot on the ship during the day. But find some other places. And there are some cruise lines that are putting more focus on a larger area on the outside that encircles almost the entire ship, if not totally the entire ship. You can usually find places like that. Of course, traditional older ships in particular have a promenade that goes around the outside deck. I found that's usually to be a pretty quiet spot. You can take a walk out there. People will be passing by occasionally, but you can usually find some chairs out there and just sit and enjoy the view, listen to the water lapping up against the side of the ship. And it's a really nice atmosphere. Another thing you can consider is some of the offerings that cruise lines have to sell you. You can think about things like drink packages and specialty restaurants, and whether you want to purchase photos and excursions from the cruise line. These are all things that can add up. I mean, obviously they're all nice to have, but if your motivation is just to get on a cruise and enjoy being on a cruise ship, you can really think about whether you really want to have those things or not. A drink package, for example. Now, this cruise that I'm planning on taking in January, I'm not a big drinker. I'll have an occasional drink. In my own home life, I might have a drink once or twice a week, and that's plenty enough for me. So I personally don't feel the need for me to spend a lot of money on a big drink package just so I can be sure to have, what's it work out, something like 3 or 4 drinks a day you need to have in order to make it worthwhile for you to buy the drink package. The soda package. I usually get the soda package, but, just from a healthy point of view, I'm realizing that I don't need to be drinking soda pop all the time. My favorite soda is ginger ale. And, there's cruises I've been on where I drink so many of those during the day that I don't even know how many I drink. But again, when I'm home, one a day is enough for me. And, whatever the price of one ginger ale a day is on a cruise ship is probably quite enough for me. In fact, when I go on that ship, I'm probably going to try to avoid drinking ginger ale altogether. I expect to get more of the tap drinks, the fruit drinks that you would find in say the buffet, for example, like cranberry juice or orange juice or something like that. Those are fine with me, so I don't feel the need to buy a drink package. Specialty restaurants are all the rage with cruise lines right now. I understand it. I get it. There's a lot of good food on them. But if you're happy with if you're happy with eating food in the main dining room or just at the buffet, there's a lot of things available at the buffet. Maybe not as top notch as some of the specialty restaurants, but if you're like me and you're not picky, maybe that's good enough. Maybe that's not something you need to spend your money on with specialty restaurants. Photos. The early cruises that I did buy photos. I don't think I ever really bought the photo package, but I would buy maybe 5 to 10 prints on a cruise, especially when my wife Stacy and I first got together, and we wanted some special memories of our first cruises together. Those were fine, especially since one of them was our honeymoon. But now we go on cruises often enough that we don't feel the need to spend money on more pictures. We're happy with the pictures that we take of each other with our phone cameras. Phone cameras are so good these days. It's unbelievable. And then when it comes to excursions, I guess it really depends what you want out of an excursion when you go to a particular port. What is it that you want out of a port? So you go into a port that you've never been to before, for example, and what do you want to do? Do you want to walk around? Do you want to take a little tour? There's excursions, to do some crazy things like jet ski, water skiing, and all kinds of water sports and exotic places that you can go and visit when you're in a port. Those are all fine. Maybe you can find some good deals on those. A lot of times I'm perfectly happy with just getting off the ship, and if I can find a hop-on, hop-off bus, I'll do that. Hop-on, hop-off bus, you get on, you can see what the route is before you even start, and think about where you'd like to get off the bus, maybe spend an hour walking around that area, then get back on the bus and go to the next stop. Choose the stops that are important to you. or just get off the ship and walk around. If things are close enough, or if they have transportation to the city or village that you're in, and just take a walking tour on your own, that's fine too. These are ways of keeping your expenses down. So those are just some thoughts. I'm Paul Packish. I'm inviting you to subscribe. I'm inviting you to like this video. It helps me. It makes me look good with YouTube. And it helps you if you want to keep up with the videos. So that's all I have for today. Have a good day.